Good evening. This is Dominic with TheBackVlog. Today, I finished Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa, and I really love this book. There are parts of it that I love more than other parts of it, and I will get into that. It's really short though. This took me just 4 days to read, and that was basically 40-minute lunch breaks. So this is a really quick read, but I had such an emotional reaction to it. At least the first part. This book is divided into two parts, and it's about this girl who loses her boyfriend and her job, and she takes shelter in a bookshop that's run by her wacky, eccentric uncle in Jimbocho, which is I think it's like a district. I guess you could call it a district in Tokyo, where it's basically just like a street that is bookshops of all different kinds. And I really like how this book kind of elaborates on the specificity of Jimbocho's layout. Not like its layout, but like its offerings, I guess. Like you have stuff that deals in like rare books. You have used paperbacks and stuff. You have psychology stores. You have stores that sell basically just like textbooks and like educational literature and everything. So I think that's really cool. You have like foreign stores. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. This is kind of a spoiler for the future of this channel. Also, you know, global situation depending. But I actually will be in Jimbocho in about a month and a half, and I'm very excited for that. And reading this kind of alleviated some of the pressure of my expectations of that, just because it is, it's written by an author. I don't know if he's based in Tokyo, but I'm sure he's been to Jimbocho. I was just kind of picturing myself as I was reading, which is maybe why I had such a heavy emotional reaction to it. I think it's just a really quaint and peaceful read. And it's definitely sad in parts, and I think I just got overwhelmed just because it's like a really sweet slice of lifey kind of thing. I don't know. I think sweet is just the word I could go with it. It's so sincere and sentimental. That's something that just really resonates with me, and I couldn't tell you why. I just, even stupid, sappy, over sentimental stuff, I really seem to resonate with a lot of that stuff. And this is no different. The Days of the Morisaki Bookshop, I think is a very good companion piece to Paul Auster's Moon Palace, at least the beginning of it. And Moon Palace goes into a completely different direction. But it starts with the two protagonists of both respective books, kind of in a really bad situation, and then learning to love reading, and seeing how impactful reading can be. And like I said, it goes to two different ways. But I think it's a good pairing because of just a certain loneliness that both books have, that this book and Moon Palace have, and finding solace in literature. And I really connected with that too. That was part one. Part one is mainly about the bookshop and the girl at the bookshop. But whenever she finally recuperates from all the stuff that she's been through, and then she leaves the bookshop, it kind of goes into part two, and part two just kind of jumps in really abruptly, and it wasn't really clicking with me at first. I only just started reading part two yesterday, so it's not like it overstays its welcome or anything. Had the book been longer, and first of all, I do wish this book was longer, because I love being in this world, and I love these characters, and there's a sequel to this, and I really want to read the sequel. I don't have the sequel. I just loved being here, and I do wish it was I wish I could be there longer. I could definitely read it again, obviously. but I just wish there was more. With that being said, part 2 I felt dragged a little bit, and I don't know why. It's not that it was like boring or anything, but somebody comes in who's not part of the dynamic of part 1, and you know, she kind of like, you know, it throws a wrench into the whole thing, and it gets to a point where it's not really about the bookshop anymore. Not to say that it ever was about the bookshop, but the bookshop was like the crux of the whole thing. And once we're taken away from it and we're going to like this mountainous area, I don't know where the book said, but you're kind of like with these two characters, and they're going on just basically like a hike. Not that I disliked it or anything. I was just questioning where it was going and why we were no longer with the bookshop. But you know, then you find out, I don't want to go too into spoilers, but whenever you find out why this other character is here, and she's revealing it to the main character of this book, it is really heartbreaking, and it adds a lot of context as to, first of all, why we're here in this second part, but also like what had happened to her in the past, and why she is the way she is, and why the main character's uncle is the way he is. And, you know, once that final piece was put there, it kind of like all clicked, and I was like, I understand where this is going. I understand why this is here. It was just really powerful. It ended super sappy, and I would not have it any other way. It's like the perfect like sitcom ending where everything is all hunky-dory, everything is perfect. And obviously that's not realistic. Life is brutal, but you know, this book, Days at the Morisaki Bookshop, is just, it's pure escapism. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I love this book. First of all, it's very quick and simple, but it's got a lot of heart to it too. I heavily recommend this, but until next time, take care.